Hi, this is Mrs. Gorski, and this is part one of two brief recordings on the Early Childhood Research Project. We are going to start today by getting to the high school library webpage, and to get there, you are going to click on the left-hand side, and it's this first one right here, your Hamilton Bookmark tab, HHS LibGuide. That's going to take you to this page. The databases that we're going to talk about today are under the database tab. We're going to talk about this one, and a few down here. However, for this assignment, you are going to jump right over to the research project tab, where I've created a separate LibGuide for the early childhood development research paper. This has everything that you need to complete this assignment. It has your paper linked right here. All the Google Doc from your teacher is already linked. And for this first video, we're going to be talking about the difference between General Onefile and Health and Wellness. Both are products by the company called Gale. That's what this is in the corner. And General Onefile is a good product, a good database to look at if you are looking for kind of a general overview. As you get more specific, going into the health and wellness one will have some academic or peer-reviewed articles that will be more helpful. So we're just going to use a topic and go into General Onefile. The topic that I'm going to use is Piaget. There were a couple of options. I chose this one. Either of those three options will still give you all the same results. And in General Onefile, what I'm seeing is they have 256 magazines. There are some academic journals. There are some books. Off to the right, do make sure that it is clicked full text. If it is not, you might get some abstracts, which are not going to be helpful. So Piaget, in this one, here's a foundational thinker, is probably a pretty decent article, even though it's older, because it's a biography. So that might give you some good general information. Here's another one from a magazine called Swiss World. But then when you are in a general index, science news, that might be okay as well. But then you start to get into, Camping Magazine. That's not going to be very helpful. Apple Seeds, that's not going to be helpful. So the reason that you would use General Onefile is to get some good background information. And in this case, this was biographical information. So this might be a good article for you to look at. As you're looking at this article, note there's the author, there's the date. In this case, the time frame is not that important because he did pass away in 1980, and the article was written in 1996. Although, unless more relevant information has been gleaned about his research in the most recent years. Otherwise, in this case, the date probably would not make a difference. And then here's the magazine that it came from. Talks about the document type as a biography and the length, etc. If this is an article that you would like to connect to, you are going to want to sign in to Google first. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Because I'm already signed into Google I'm not on a Chromebook, but you guys are on a Chromebook, it should connect right away. Otherwise, go ahead and sign in. So I'm logged in for sure. And so now if I want to, I'm going to send it to my drive. And when you go to your Google Drive, there should be a folder called Gale. And in my case, it tends to always open it up as orange. I don't know if it will be orange in your case, but that orange folder here, and yes, it has already saved that document for me in my drive. Okay, so that's kind of helpful. And again, to make sure to do that, to connect, you do have to sign in from Google. Okay, so saving an article to Drive. The next thing is to cite it, if you're interested in citing, you are going to click on Cite, and it will jump right to that information. In this case, we're going to switch it to APA. I'll have another video on how to import it to Noodle Tools. But that information, if you don't click here to cite it, it is always at the very bottom. And again, for this assignment, you're going to want to switch it to APA. All right, so that's kind of an example of general Onefile. There's another example that we might look at, and it would be potty training. And again, lots of magazine articles, but getting something from USA Today would not be very helpful. California Book Watch, again, not helpful. So depending on your topic, you may want to skip over from using general Onefile. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close out of that. And now we're going to take a look at using Gale Health and Wellness and doing those same searches. So health and wellness is, again, there might be some crossovers because it's the same company, but this focuses more into health and wellness topics. As an overview, there's a banner. These are things that are in the news right now. You can browse topics this way, but in our case, we already know what our topic is. We're going to go ahead and do the same one to do a comparison. So the last one, we didn't really have any options to look at peer-reviewed journals. In this one, we do have some options. So here we've done the same research, or we've done the same search topic. Off to the right, I'm going to be looking for full text, make sure that's clicked. Remember, double check that you are signed in. And then as I scroll down, it's getting more sophisticated. I'm looking at something more academic. So here, Encyclopedia of Children's Health, Infancy through Adolescent. Another one, Encyclopedia of Psychology. And some other options down here. News, audio. If I click on academic journals, it will give me some peer-reviewed information. And this is an example: American Journal of Psychology, Journal of Counseling and Development, more Journal of Counseling of Development, etc. Okay, so those are some articles that you might want to take a look at. And again, the same general information: author, date, what the publication is, document type. Always review that abstract before you take the time to read the whole article. If the abstract is not helpful, then go back to your results list right away. On the right-hand side, this is something that might be helpful as you're doing your research. If you've run out of some options and you want to look at more, take a look if any of this is helpful. Sometimes it is, sometimes it doesn't apply. Related subjects, etc. Again, the same feature as the last database, to go ahead and jump to citing, and it'll take you to the bottom. Remember to switch it to APA, and again, we'll refer back to Noodle Tools in a different video. As you're working, this was a topic that we did first, Piaget. The second one is potty training. Now, one of the things that you might note, maybe potty training isn't the right verbiage. You might need to switch it to toilet training and see what your results are. When I type in potty training, you have the option to revise your search. Make sure it is full text. You can, again, choose peer-reviewed journals, academic journals here listed. And here's a reference. There's 17 magazine articles. Exceptional parent. Men's health would be a general article. But we can click here and take a look at all 17 articles. So you're scrolling through Urology Times, that would be something medical. But again, mixed in there is Runner's World, which is again a consumer magazine, so not anything specialized, not academic. So your next step would be, after full text, to switch it over and click on academic journals. And this is from Contemporary Pediatrics, so those might be good options for you. Pediatrics magazine was there as well, so those might be some options. So truly, the difference between academic Onefile is, think of that as a general, general knowledge base. You're not really sure what your topic is, or you want to get a general overview, and then more specifically to try this. Now, my other thing I was going to say is, I mentioned earlier, potty training might not be enough results. You could also try a different keyword, and that would be toilet training. See if you have the same results. Looks like this has more results. So if you're not finding enough, remember to think about your keywords and make some changes, make some adjustments as you need to. If you have any questions, please stop by the library or email me.